Nancy Pelosi's husband was reportedly arrested Saturday for DUI in California. Paul Pelosi, 82, was held after his Porsche was involved in a collision with another vehicle in Napa County. TMZ was first to report the arrest. Paul Pelosi has not issued any statement, and Nancy Pelosi's office has said she will not be commenting on this private matter. Of course, that didn't stop several other lawmakers from rushing to social media to offer their opinion. One of the first to gloat on the issue was Colorado Representative Lauren Boebert, who tweeted, "This Memorial Day weekend, remember not to drink and drive. Save a life, call an Uber." It appears to be a responsible, safety-conscious message until you realize she purposefully tagged Nancy Pelosi in the tweet. The internet was very quick to remind Boebert that people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. It's not like Boebert or her husband have never been in trouble with the law. Boebert is known to have been hanging out with her future husband by the time she was 17. At around this time, Jason Stephen Boebert pleaded guilty to charges of public indecency and lewd exposure, after an incident at a bowling alley in which he reportedly took his penis out of his pants to show off a tattoo to two young women. Boebert was also present at the time. Jason was sentenced to 4 days in jail and a subsequent 2 years on probation. In 2020, when running for Congress, the Denver Post revealed Boebert herself had a history of minor arrests, on at least 4 occasions in the previous decade. This included alleged harassment of a neighbor, for which she was not subsequently charged, and failure to appear in court for disorderly conduct charges, later dropped. Related, people keep reminding Lauren Boebert about that time her husband exposed himself to a teen girl. In 2016, she rolled her truck into a ditch and was charged with careless driving and operating an unsafe vehicle. Boebert failed to appear in court, leading to her spending 100 minutes in jail before being released on bond. She pleaded guilty to the careless driving charge. The unsafe vehicle charge was dropped. Here are a few of the responses to Boebert's tweet. Colorado Representative Lauren Boebert said in a tweet Tuesday that the left is grooming children in response to a North Carolina teacher resigning after using LGBTQ inclusive flashcards. Boebert's comments came the day before Pride Month began and weeks before a Colorado committee presents revisions to social studies education in the state that revokes mentions of LGBTQ people. Grooming is a tool used by sexual predators to gain access to potential victims and coerce them into abuse, according to the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network. At Ballantine Elementary School in North Carolina, a preschool teacher was using LGBTQ-inclusive flashcards to teach colors to students. In a statement from North Carolina State House Speaker Tim Moore, a Republican, the flashcards were not a part of the school's curriculum and the principal was contacted immediately by Republican State Rep. Aaron Pare. Pare said in the statement that the cards were not age-appropriate. Coloradans raised concerns of grooming and submitted homophobic and transphobic feedback to LGBTQ-inclusive language in the state's social studies curriculum. In the coming weeks, the Social Studies Standards Review Committee will present recommended revisions of the state's curriculum to the Colorado State Board of Education. The November draft of revisions included mentions of LGBTQ topics and people as well as references to African Americans, Latinos, Indigenous peoples and Asian Americans. Many of the mentions were removed from the latest draft and would not be included in kindergarten through 4th grade teachings. On Twitter, Boebert drew attention to the North Carolina incident. She claimed the teacher was using flashcards with a pregnant man to teach kids colors. "We went from reading Rainbow to Randy Rainbow in a few decades, but don't dare say the left is grooming our kids," Boebert said on Twitter. Some Twitter users, responding to Boebert, brought up the 2004 arrest of her now husband, Jason Boebert, for lewd exposure at a Garfield County bowling alley. Others said the flashcards were accurate depictions of LGBTQ families. Boebert did not respond to Newslean's requests for comment.